dregs of society, the forgotten, outcasts, mutants, outlanders, and pirates. Whether it is credits we seek, or a way to disappear and run from our past, we come here willing to bet it all that the answers lie within all this blackness. We all live on an exporter vessel called the ISS Stalingrad, roaming past the boundaries of Armethian space. Our captain, Vladimir, gets jobs that are too dangerous for corporate cells, too risky for border patrol or deep salvage teams. The Imperial Marines only care about the border, not what's beyond it. Sometimes it pays to rip off criminals or pull off a little piracy of our own from time to time. Sometimes it pays to answer those distress calls. But then sometimes it's smart to just click the switch. It's a flip of the coin, you know. A chance, it's a trick, and you'll pull out of warp to get hit by pirates. Cuthalans out of hive space, cyborgs from the Syndicate, or slavers ready to sell your flesh for a credit. There are endless dangers once you pass the red zone, and it's all black void. Much of it is uncharted territories of deep space. Everyone does what they can to stay alive, and the rest do what we can to stay sane. All of this silence can be deafening. The emptiness has a way of making everyone a little crazy once you find yourself nowhere near the stars. And while some may seek glory and fortune within all this emptiness, others are just looking for themselves. All I know is that out here, you eventually find exactly what you deserve.
Oh, it was the fucking face melty gun. Or, I mean,
Pandora's box.
There's one that makes you have to do a fucking disfigurement roll.
Oh,
That one. Yeah, it can literally melt your face off.
awesome.
Oh, that
one of
org
the options.
one. I think it was an org splatter bomb or something.
Oh, it was something like that. Some kind of splatter, something or other. Yeah, splatter bomb. Thank you.
What the fuck are you bringing onto my ship?
Yet.
Body saver disfigurement. I love it.
I'm recording already.
Oh, okay. All right, let me know when you guys are ready. I assume we are.
Yeah, ready to go.
All right, recording in 3.
Welcome everybody to episode 3 of our 2nd edition Chaos game. Campaign is called Aphelion. A game about a crew of space pirates and criminals. Last episode, they did rescue a known drug smuggler's daughter from a group of Cuthalan slavers. So that was a pretty good thing. They're on the good track so far. Saved some people, killed some bad guys, rescued some slave girls. If you're interested in the setting at all, be sure to look it up at arcanumsyndicate.com. Keep an eye out for the Kickstarter coming up. Kind of like a space opera, cyberpunk mashup. I'm Rogue, creator and the GM for tonight. And I'm joined by Ghost, who's playing the dealer, the Captain Vlad. Maddie is B, the mech runner. Slip is playing Sazesh, a Tark chaplain. Aki is a Revenant assassin. And Effie is going to be playing Vax, the empath seer. Be sure to like and subscribe to Blades and Blasters and follow us on every social media outlet that exists. Leave us comments, questions if you're interested in joining B&B. Let's do it. You guys see that?
Just the main page. That's all we see.
Yeah.
There you go. Did it pop up?
Yep.
Okay. Episode 3. Marissa Ramona was a firecracker, but she was a lot of bark with very little bite. She talked shit the entire way to the rendezvous point where you met with her father's men to deliver her to safety. She talked about what she would have done if she would have had the chance. Her father, of course, did not come himself to meet you all. Captain Vlad's connect, the middleman, Torvin, was there too, to get his percentage and to make sure the transport went nice and smooth. One of the goons put his coat around the pouty-faced Ramona as she neared the car. She did have the morality enough to look back before ducking her head in and managed a sincere, "Thank you for saving me from those assholes. You guys kick ass, you know." After the door was closed and the goon in charge finished speaking with Torvin, you could just see the look on Torvin's face as the goon pushed by him to talk to Vlad. Torvin's jittery demeanor melted away, and he grumbled as he knew he had lost status as the middleman the minute you all started talking. But they wanted to meet with you, not just Torvin. As the orc goon gave you his boss's card, he smiled a big toothy grin. The orc was large, even for an orc. He was bald. He wore thermal shades and an armored tech long coat. They had money, and it seemed Mr. Ramona paid his goons well and armed them even better. "The boss would like to thank you personally if you get a chance." And that was it. Torvin's hopes were shattered, but that was the way it went sometimes. The middleman gets cut out. They're no longer needed. So Torvin still got his cut and was happy enough about that. Never hard feelings about shit. He had just smiled after the meeting and said, "Good job, Vlad. I'll see you around. You know where to find me." Echo had searched the computers of the Kuthalans and found out the names of the girls who were saved. Most of them were little-known prostitutes, drug addicts, homeless, runaways. They vanished as soon as the doors had been opened. They saw their chance for freedom. Some grabbed a weapon or a wallet from a dead man and ran. Echo loaded up some information, though, and was able to find some files. Photos of a girl who had been beaten so bad she was killed. The one who did it, Rocco Salvatore, a pit fighter in a nearby club. He had made a name for himself over the years, making money in the martial arts fights downtown. It seemed the Kuthalans were about to use the photos they had taken of him violating one of their clients to blackmail him. Echo handed them to Bee before she had given her a hug and said her thanks. The following day, the scene pans to find D8, the revenant assassin, looking through the scope of his sniper rifle, perched on the rooftop of a rundown apartment. A warehouse nearby is where he tracked his prey, Red Rogan Yor. The contract was for 45,000, and it was time to get paid. Yet something troubling happened when he searched through the scope. There were many flashes came from the windows of a small warehouse, of which there were only 2 windows. Muzzle flashes, several gunshots rang out, automatic fire. One hell of a gunfight. Yet then, as soon as it had started, it was quiet. So switching to thermal imaging, picked up heat signatures fading on the floor, no movement in sight. No target to shoot. He had to get closer and fast, so he did. His sensors would need to be very close to be of any use with all this interference around here. When he got to the scene, he found only carnage. So D8, do you choose to go through the windows of the warehouse or the door? Whatever you do, it has to be fast because you're pretty sure somebody's already contacted EPD.
Yeah, D8 sees the chaos, rushes in, and left with a couple of choices. He just charges straight in the door. No time for So he wants to get in there, get the piece he needs to bring back. And whether it's someone else that killed him or not, as long as he brings a bit back, he gets paid. So that's what he's looking for. He'll just shoot his way through anyone else that objects.
Alright, so when you find yourself inside the warehouse, you make your way inside. You see just carnage, dead bodies everywhere. Some of them look like cyborg units, especially the ones that we're working with Red Rogue and Yor. And then there are also several agents wearing the thermal shades, multi-optic shades, and they all have that same kind of look, that armored long coat, submachine guns, stuff like that. Everybody's dead except there is movement on your sensors, and it's coming from your target, Red Rogue and Yor, who's gasping, coughing up blood and hydraulic fluid on the floor. And he looks up and kind of notices you, but doesn't seem like he's in the mood or the status to fight.
D8 kind of looks around a bit, takes in, oh my, well, look at this mess. You know, I don't usually have people do the job for me, but I guess, you know, when life gives you lemons, you know, kill somebody. And he just levels Peggy towards the guy's chest and pulls the trigger.
All right. You blast a hole in his chest, and he flies back up against the wall, and then lays still. It appears as though he was like going to raise his hand to hand you something, and that's when you see some kind of chip in his hand. Looks like a data chip.
Yeah, D8 kind of looks at it, curious, and oh, damn it, this is going to get me in trouble. Can't wait. And he'll pocket the thing, pull out his knife from the one leg, and slip it through the guy's neck, popping the head clean off and tossing it into his pack as he starts booking it before the EPD show up.
And you easily take off before they show up. You can hear the sirens, though, as you take off into the street, and the scene pans over to the ship, where everybody is pretty much in the waiting room, or the rec room, as you might call it. Can everybody see that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys can go ahead and take it away from there.
Sorry, is this before D8's back?
You're actually just making it there, we'll say.
Okay, cool.
So just to clarify, this is a couple days after we took care of the whole Ramona job.
Yeah, this is actually 4 days after. And you guys sleep on the ship and stuff like that, so save you guys money and everything from hotels. But it would be a time, I guess, when you would all be together.
Mm-hmm. So Vlad would have called for the rec room meeting, have prepared delicious entrees of Spock pockets and borscht, and things of that nature with cooking. Speaking of which, give me just a moment. It's not very good. But Vlad would have brought everyone together. And, good to see everyone made it. Very good. Just wanted to prepare a nice dish for everyone and also go over a few things. So please dig in first, huh? I need to hand out food. Pass those out, bowls to everybody.
B takes one from Vlad. smiling, and she'll dip into it, and she tastes it, and for a moment her face is very blank. She looks up to Vlad, and after swallowing, just smiles. Yeah, it's as good as always.
Vax is-
Sezesh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, Vax is going to take a bowl. What did he prepare?
So we have some Spock pockets because they were quick to make. You can take a guess at what those are. And we have borscht as well.
Ah, yes, she's definitely going to be interested in the borscht. And she's going to pick that up and a smile will be behind her veil. So this is the dish.
Ah, very good, yeah. They make it for us all time in orphanage. Not as good as mine, but
Sezesh is eating with just unabashed relish. She is obviously enthusiastic about all of it. It's so good, Vlad. And she kind of looks at Vax out of the corner of her eye. She's sitting next to her. She almost unconsciously scoots just a little bit away from her.
Vax's head slightly tilts in a jerking fashion as she notices the scooting away. Am I taking up too much room?
No. Fine. You're fine. Eat your food. It's good.
Vax shrugs her shoulders and eats a little bit, kind of pushing away the veil a bit as she brings a spoon full of borscht to her.
Why you cover your mouth, gray thing?
Why do you not?
Because it makes it harder to eat the food.
Perhaps I enjoy difficulties. She takes another spoonful and then just stares at Sezesh.
Sezesh squirms a little bit under Vax's scrutiny. What do you want, Vlad? I have work to do.
yes. So a couple of things. And he looks around. First, I wanted to congratulate you all on good job we have done here. Make very good connections, also make lots of money. So, and he will wheel in a pallet with a few things on it. I bring presents.
Presents?
Yes, presents. And he starts looking through it. Let me see. He starts. All right. First box, Oh, this, and he kind of kicks the pallet a bit. I bought this for storage crew, hoverbarge. Make things a lot easier. No one have to go down there and help them anymore. No more complaining from those two idiots. Anyway, Vex, you have first box, and he brings out like a box probably size of a shoebox, and opens it up. And I know you like to browse web, so I bought comlink goggles. You can play Space Station 64 with these. Also look on the web, and he puts them down next to her bowl.
You said Vax, right? I just want to make sure.
Correct.
Okay. I didn't want to. Vax takes the the goggles in hand. Her expression is at first very confused, but then she looks very touched. Uh, Thank you, Captain. This is quite a generous gift.
Of course, Unai. Don't worry about it. We do good work, huh? And starts rooting around for the next box. Where is West? This one, easier one. Took me a little time to try to find something for you. And he puts it next to D8. And that is a sound amplifier. This enhance up even smaller sound. You have to play with settings a bit to fuck with the dial, but it will help you hear many things. Whispers. I know you do side work. So
Yeah, you would notice he's kind of distracted looking at this chip, but he kind of slides it back into his pocket as you push the things over by him. Oh yeah, that's nice. I'll make sure to use it.
And one thing though, make sure you take out if you get into a firefight. It amplify all noise, so grenade go off, you might go deaf or get. Can you get tinnitus? I never know with you things.
It depends. I don't think so. Maybe.
At any rate,
We'll find
fuck
out,
with your
probably.
skull. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he starts rooting around and puts a bigger box. Oh, shit! And he puts it on the edge of the table. All right, this one, please keep cover on while we're eating. It's a bit volatile, but I get for you, doctor. And he pushes on the edge. This one have shit. What's this shopping list? There it is. I bought 5 acid bombs and 5 containers of knockout gas because I know my doctor likes to experiment with volatile material. And he plasters it on there.
She opens the box and looks in, her lips peeling back in a kind of rat-like grin. It's just what I wanted, Black Vad. How did you know?
What can I say? I know my crew. It's just as much as I knew you would open it when I told you not to open it here.
She closes it up again and then puts it down at her feet. It's fine.
Just make sure the cap don't come off. And he looks through secretly at. Last but certainly not least, this is for Kukla. And he brings out a big tool set where B is. I know you like to tinker, mess around with stuff on ship. This give you all tools. Just don't go tearing open any grates or electrical conduit,
And she looks down at the tool set and looks up to Vlad. She gets up quickly and wraps her arms around his neck, pulling him to a very, very tight hug. Thank you.
You're choking my fat.
Sorry. She lets go and pats his shoulders. Thank you.
Oh, my neck is too thick for such hugs. And he rubs the back of his neck.
My bad.
That is all right. So, that was the first thing. And then he will get himself a bowl of borscht and taste it. And his face actually is a bit sour at first, but then he just kind of nods and puts the bowl down. But then, as with all things, it has been a couple days, so we are here to talk business now. And he pulls the chair up. I have decided on next contract. Wanted to run it by everyone. See if we need to get any more supply. We'll hand out things on the Caerlite Mining Facility job, Rogue. I don't know if everybody can see that one.
Yeah, let me put that one up there. That is this one here.
Ooh.
Nice.
I not hear much about this job, but what I do know, it's supposed to be some kind of gamma-mite crystal that powers gate drives, some other technological bullshit. But pays pretty good. It is not that far away. and seems to be a fairly tame opportunity. I had considered trying to scav some of the wreckage over by the Gridmar, but I feel like that's going to be swarming with vultures. I do not wish to put us in that.
Yeah, I guess so. So do you know why it went dark, or is that just a surprise?
Everything that you see there is what I know. It just went dark. You know these scientists, they get to fucking around, things blow up, and then they don't talk to anyone because they're all dead.
Yeah, I'm just worried about, the thing that made them that way. So,
That's why we bring guns.
yeah. And knockout gas, he motions towards the box in front of Sezesh.
Maybe the gray one can see what is there before it sees us.
Well, he
And,
kind of looks over towards Vax.
Would I be able to sense anything about this? 'Cause I think I already, in the first game that I played, I think I tried to get a sense on something, or maybe it was what they were on. So, is something like this, even though they aren't there, can she get a sense on it?
No, you don't. You don't think so. You don't have like any power over that. You don't believe.
Okay. Vax shakes her head as she looks over the information that they have. No, I don't have any sense of what we're going into.
Oh, wait. B, did you give Vax her present?
You see Bee's face flush, and she shakes her head. Not yet. I was going to.
Well, you might as well now.
And she pulls out a small cubed gift. Looks to be haphazardly wrapped, probably taken apart and stuck back together multiple times. And she gets up and goes over to Vax and puts down this gift in front of her. I got you this. I know it's difficult for you to well, it's probably a lot of work sometimes to see into the future. And I got this. I might help.
Vax looks very confused and eyes over Bee curiously, but her head inclines in thanks as she takes up the haphazardly wrapped cube. I'm afraid I feel I must have missed some sort of what is it? Secret gift giving
No,
assignment.
no, it wasn't an assignment. I just thought of you, and I got it.
Yeah, she just wants to smooch you.
No, not that.
There's a small flicker of a smirk under her veil that is hidden away as soon as she looks down to unwrap the gift and pulls out. And you see underneath the gift, it's a small cardboard box. And as you open the box and pull out what's inside, you see it's a black ball. And on one side it's flat, looks to be a liquid inside, and on the other there looks to be an 8 that's in a circle of white. Oh my god. Vax curiously turns the sphere over, looking at the number and then turning it over to its other side.
Ask question. Ask question.
It's I think it's yes or no questions.
Let's see. And she looks back down at the information that they got about the mining facility. Is there something nefarious about this, the issue with the mining facility? And she gives it a good
And if you click on your token, there should be an 8-ball up there. Where you
No
can
way!
click on the 8-ball.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh my god!
There's a button for it.
Amazing.
Oh,
Oh no! As the result comes forward in the little dice, a smile broadens her lips. Oh, this is quite entertaining. It is decidedly so. She
And Vlad just kind of looks at. Well, that's not good, but nice gift anyway. Any?
Oh, well, I'm sure there's no sort of validity to this, correct? She looks over at B and Sazesh as if they would know the answer, whether or not it's actually some sort of magic.
oh yeah, it's totally inaccurate. Yeah.
Sazesh goes from just grinning, kind of laughing to herself, to looking a little serious. There's no magic in this, but sometimes a focus can help our own magics, yes?
A brow laughs at that notion. I had not considered, but perhaps another. She kind of grimaces a little bit as she turns the 8-ball back over. Curious as to what other answers may be there. She gives it another shake just to herself. She's not asking any questions. She's just looking at what other.
Blasphemy.
Oh god.
And B, there's still that redness that colors her cheeks, and she smiles to Vax. I'm glad you like it.
Yes, thank you very much.
She nods and goes to sit back down in her chair. She kind of keeps her head down a bit, and she does flash a couple frustrated glances over at Sazesh.
At any rate, I do have work for everyone. Well, work, I say. Just work for mainly a couple people. I would like to know more things about this place as we're getting ready to go. We are going to commit. It is a lot of money and also a chance to nab a couple gamatite crystals. Vex, I want you to do some research on this place. See if we can figure out more about it. Use any channels you wish. Legal, illegal, illegitimate, don't care. I just want to know more. What were they researching? Probably gamma-mite, but anything else. Want more information what we might be getting ourselves into. What else? D8...
Oh yeah.
Just be prepared on weapon stations. Never know
Oh.
what you encounter in deep space.
You know I'm always ready. Yeah. Do you think it'll have some good salvage? I mean, we might get more than the crystals, right?
Oh, we're going to take everything that's not nailed down, comrade. No one's going out to that
yeah.
place.
Good. Alrighty.
Zizish, continue doing your medbay things.
Yes. Also, there will be a service later for any who wishes to pay respects to Nimtat. We will be viewing Judge Dredd. There are many lessons to be learned from these saints of old. You are all invited, of course.
What time?
1 hour from now.
I will be there. And I expect those of you who are faithful will be there as well. Anywho, B, just go ahead and punch in coordinates for this facility and get ready to take us out there.
You got it.
Oh yeah. Speaking of presents, right? If we're all giving presents, here you go. And he'll toss kind of into the middle of the table the chip he got from the guy he killed. Don't know what it is. Whoever wants it can take it.
Oh,
What is this?
I don't know.
Is it wise?
I can take a look at it. Mm,
Go ahead.
B picks it up and
It'll probably be interesting.
Where did you get this from?
I found it.
I like-
Found.
yeah, found it.
You find this on dead body, maybe?
Well, I mean, not technically, no.
That works for me.
Is
Ooh.
body dead now?
Well, it wasn't on the body, it was near the body. He dropped it.
No. I hired D8 with the expectation he kill people. Not just for me, but everyone else. As long as it doesn't kill us.
Where is this object on the table? Because Vax will want to reach out for it.
It's in B's hands at the moment.
Vax will have her hand outstretched towards B with palm upward. She's looking over at B, her fingers wiggling slightly as if to coax B into tossing the object off.
D8 leans over towards B and says, "She wants to hold your hand."
And B kind of leans into D8, looking over to Vax's hand. You think so?
Yeah,
Oh,
go
no.
for it. Go for it. This is your chance.
And B kind of stands on her feet to lean over the table, and she just gently places her hand in Vax's.
The object B.
Oh, okay. And she removes her hand and takes the object out of her other hand. I'm sorry.
Quite all right. I understand the confusion that might have had. Thank you very much. So, what she's going to want to do at this point, retrocognition.
Nice.
So let's see how do I do this?
Sounds fancy.
So fancy.
That is a spell that you know, right? That's
Yeah,
part of
that's
your
the
radar.
one that I just.
Okay.
add.
Yeah. You don't have to roll, but go ahead and make a willpower check though to see how much info you can get from it.
Super useful.
All right, willpower check. Where
D8
is-
meanwhile is giggling as he kind of glances between Vax and B.
There.
Yeah, if you click on your token, you can go up to attribute checks. And, yeah, that
Mhm.
works. All right, just a little bit of information. For a moment, when you whisper the spell, you can see the image of the cybernetic organism that was killed while he was holding it, and you can see D8 walking over and taking the item from him. So not enough information, but you do see the exact scene of what happened when that guy was holding it and he killed him for it.
Who? Vax is going to turn over the object and set it back down on the table and look over at D8. Who was the individual you took this from?
Oh, who was it? Oh, I don't know. Some thug that wanted to start a gang. You'd see he's kind of slid his hand over in the meanwhile to hold B's hand as he's talking to you. I don't remember the name. It was something, I think I'd read in it. I don't know.
So, all right. That's all I could glean from it was that you had killed the individual who previously owned this item.
Well, I mean, yeah. Anything else? Or is it... Do you need to ask the ball?
Yes.
I suppose I could, for fun, but in terms of understanding what this object is and why you felt the need to take it, and bring it on our ship.
No, he held it out at me when I killed him, so I don't know. Maybe he thought it was important. I figured it'd probably get me in trouble, so I thought it'd be interesting.
Uh, if we should at least better understand what is going on with the chip, make it a side project, Vax and B, if you need each other's help, work on it together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a bad idea. He was killed in like a hail of gunfire before I got there, so, well, not all the way. Yes, I finished him off, but I still got the kill, so that's what matters.
That is indeed what counts in your line of work. And he's going to go ahead and
So,
go ahead and tell me what's going on with that room.
Something does catch Captain Vlad's eyes as you're talking. You notice up on the screen that was pretty much kind of turned down, I'd imagine, to have the meeting and everything. But you notice the image of Marissa Ramona on the screen of the newscast that's currently playing. You can see a building on fire.
What the fuck is this? And he turns the... Oh. And he's looking at it, and I have an idea of what's happened from an out-of-character standpoint. Let me assume that I know what's going on. That this might be a building fire at a local apartment.
Investigators are looking into the whereabouts of a Marissa Ramona. 2 EPD officers were also found dead at the scene of her apartment where a fire was started. The EPD isn't commenting on the case as of yet, but Ramona is the daughter of a well-known smuggler. More on this case as it progresses. And then you can see the news goes on to some other things.
As the volume comes up, there's a from D8.
Sazesh becomes very interested in her borscht.
And he looks at the two of them and then just kind of looks at the ground and nods. Okay, then. All right, everyone get to work. Finish your borscht. Throws the controller on the table, and I'm going to watch bootleg movies. If anyone needs anything, my door is open. Duh?
Yeah.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Very good, and he will depart.
And B gets up, letting go of D8's hand, and she looks to Vax. I can start looking over whatever that is. I just have to punch in the coordinates and kick my feet up in the cockpit.
Do you have any inkling as to what this object could be?
Nope.
It does appear that, based on what I had seen, it did appear to be of some import to the previous owner.
Well, I got some tech experience behind me, so there's a code to break. I can try it.
Vax nods her head. Oh, well, I know very little of such things, but I can help how I can, if I can.
All right. If you want to meet up in the cockpit at some point when you're done looking into the mission at hand, I'll be up there.
Very well.
And she holds out her hand for the chip.
It's on the table.
Oh. And she looks down and picks it up and just kind of nods. And, all right. And she makes her way up and out of the entertainment room, heading towards the cockpit.
As she's heading up, D8 calls up. Oh, and let me know what you find. I'm kind of curious now.
And she just hollers back, okay.
Sazesh finishes up. And she stands up and she looks at Vax and nods and then turns to D8. You will be at services, yes?
Sure. Although I don't quite get it, right? So it's a dreadful judge, right? So why is he a saint if he's dreadful?
Hmm. You are dreadful, and yet Nimtat has gifted you with great potential. I have said this many times, but you must learn to use this gift as Nimtat and Dretka intended. You must be more choosing wisely how you use your gift. I cannot make your decisions for you, but there is much to be learned from these Dreads and Rambon and the saints that have come before.
Yeah, well, I guess it doesn't hurt anything. I've not got much else to do other than clean Peggy.
And there is much in these films.
All right, that makes it a bit better. You know, you should have just started with that, honestly. I would have already attended.
She laughs a little bit and kind of slaps him on the shoulder. And she turns to Vex. You may come to, Grey One, though I do not know if the gift of is your gift.
I would be honored to attend regardless.
Good thing, just stay out of my head, okay? And she scurries up the stairs.
All right. Do you doing anything else in there?
Yeah, he grabs a bowl of borscht, and it's kind of just him and Vax. He pulls the bowl over with a spoon, and the kind of panel that like the hollow display comes up around where he has like the false mouth that shows up in a little hologram, kind of slides down to show an actual mouth, and he smiles at Vax and blows her a kiss, and then actually proceeds to eat. And then kind of goes about his business from there.
Like, it's still in there, or like, does he just leave?
Oh, he's still in there. He's just eating. He's just messing with her.
Vax takes a spoonful of borscht and also it takes her other hand and with two fingers pulls back her veil and then sticks out her tongue very, very, very longly. And then takes a slurpy sip of borscht.
Oh my. Vax. Keep it to the bedchamber.
Vax chuckles and then Rogue, I have a question. In terms of I was looking over precognition and I wanted to know if she like it says that the person must hold an item that they wish to read, and I was wondering if she could like hold the information about the mission and use precognition.
That would be interesting. Maybe in like some deep meditation, I guess. She could possibly pull something like that off in a really nice willpower check.
Okay.
Yeah, I would give it a chance if it was a good willpower check.
Okay, because I wasn't sure about that since like I mean, in terms of like a physical thing, it's just all digital information, so I wasn't sure if that was
Right.
something.
Right, yeah. I've never really thought of it like that. But like maybe, it was definitely like if it was an object from that location or something. I don't know. But yeah. I mean, why not? I guess that could work,
Okay.
We could try it out.
All right. Then I guess another willpower check is what I do.
Yeah. I would say target number 12 for this one.
Wah.
Okay, so yeah, probably just see the dead of space as you're meditating on it.
Vax, uh, for a while, she's staring at uh, the information that they were provided in regards to the coming mission. She seems to zone out for a while as she's just staring at it, no blinking, just completely fixated on the information that's on the screen. And eventually, probably about 3-5 minutes pass, and her shoulders slump, and she sighs, clearly disappointed with finding nothing.
And we will move the scene over to the cockpit if you guys are finished in there. You guys good with that?
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And I think that was just Vax meeting up with B in that one.
For the object.
Yeah, I think so. I think were you meeting B up there in the cockpit?
Yes, she was eventually going to head up there.
And if at any time you need to do like research on computers or anything, they're pretty much all over the ship in different locations. Or you have your comm labs too, so you can walk around.
Okay.
Your comm lab's pretty much like your smartphone. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, she'll definitely be perusing her comm lab. I can relate.
All right, so the scene moves to B sitting up there. What are you doing, B? Are you going to be checking out the information on that disk?
And she's put the coordinates in to the ship there. She's kind of leaning back in the chair, just making sure things are going smoothly. She's got a movie kind of playing in the background, and she's playing with the chip right now. She's looking into it, seeing what exactly that it does, what information it holds.
Now, is the chip in something, or like did she plug it into something?
What would it fit in?
In basically any of those, the comm lab, you can put it on the console.
Yeah, I should put in the comm lab because it's probably safer than putting in the console.
Yeah, and all you notice when you put it in there is a list of dossiers, all of but 12 targets, pretty much. All of them seem to be revenants, cybernetic / organic humanoids, and 4 of them have been terminated. So there's 8 remaining, and you notice these names, known whereabouts, or stuff like that, information on them, height, weight, date of birth, stuff like that, companies that they used to work with. And it seems that all these dossiers have been contracted by a company called, or an organization called the Syndicate. And of course, that D8 is a revenant, but if you want to tell him about all this information, he's not on the list. It doesn't seem to be on the list anyway, but the one that he killed, his name is on that list. Or, yeah, B, you would see that, see the image of that guy that you saw in your vision.
Oh, that's Vax.
Or yeah, Vax, sorry.
She'd be looking at this, looking at the dossiers. So the people who were killed, or like knocked off the list, including that, is this like a live feed, or is it directly just from this chip?
It seems to be just directly from the chip.
So these seem like targets. I can discern, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She looks down the list and she starts reading through a bunch of the dossiers. Just, like, kind of trying to really absorb the information, who they are, their look, that sort of thing. Eventually, she kind of calms over to D8. Hey, D8, I taking a look at that chip that you found.
Hey, yeah. What's up? Anything good?
You said it was beside the guy, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, about as beside him as it gets. Why?
Oh, okay. Do you know? You said you weren't the one who killed him. Well, you were the one who killed him,
I didn't say I. Well,
the one who injured him a lot. You weren't the one, right?
Oh, no.
Do you know who it was?
No. Why?
Oh, well, a bit confused. Is the name of the syndicate ring any bells for you?
Comms were kind of silent for a minute. What kind of syndicate?
I think it's just called the Syndicate.
Does it have anything on it that sounds like Sharfine, or looks like it might have something to do with a Sharfine?
B looks it over again. Is it just a list of dossiers and that's it?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to. It's just seems to be a list of dossiers. Kind of like a hit list almost.
B,
Yes?
is there anyone on it? Anyone in particular?
Well, the guy you killed, yeah.
Hmm.
He's already dead on this list. I guess they kind of pre-programmed that.
Anyone else that sounds important?
And she looks it over. Is there anyone she can discern that's fairly high up? Anyone comes from money or power, that sort of thing?
Actually, can you make a perception check?
Sure.
You notice somebody familiar, and for a minute the memory kind of comes to you. You've seen this girl before. And she looks so familiar. You've seen her recently, and then you remember in the jail cell as you guys were moving through that area. You remember the Cuthalan's jail cell, all that stuff before you guys went to the roof,
Yeah.
and you rescued Echo in there. One of the girls was in there, and she's on that target list.
Oh, shoot. Well, one of the girls that we rescued, in that prison, she's on here. It looks like it's just full of revenants. You're not on here though, so don't worry.
Oh. Is she still alive?
According to the chip she is, but this isn't really attached to any sort of hub, so I mean she could be dead.
That's strange. And you said it's only revenants?
Only revenants.
I guess that could make sense. They think I got modded. And don't worry about it. Do me a favor. Download all of the data off of the thing and send it over to my terminal.
Sure.
And, Rogue, have we left yet?
No,
we haven't?
You guys haven't left yet, have you? Did you want to?
I think Vlad wanted us to go as soon as possible, if I'm not...
That is correct.
Didn't she put in the coordinates?
Oh yeah, she put in the coordinates, and they basically started flying off probably.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. Go ahead and do a navigation skill check and a pilot skill check. Unless you got a co-pilot up there.
No co-pilot. You said, pilot spacecraft?
Mm-hmm. And navigations, if you have space navigation.
Let me see.
Pilot spacecraft is super awesome.
Ooh.
navigate space?
Not so great.
Hmm.
Too busy with my movie.
Oh
That has to
my.
Oh no.
Oops.
But yeah, you pull out of the docking bay like a champ, and as you're pulling out, I guess, and still looking at the dossier, that's when Vax is going to get up there. I guess that's when Vax would notice the dossier and that guy that D8 had killed on one of the images there. She wasn't there for the raid, though, the Cuthalan slaves. I don't think. Were
No,
you?
she wasn't.
No.
She wasn't.
No.
So she didn't see that girl. So, but anyway, yeah.
B downloads the information and sends it off to D8, but as she kind of hears the doors slide open, she kind of looks over, bending her head kind of backwards and then just turning it to look at Vax. Oh, hey, I got the information.
The information.
Off the chip.
And what did you find?
Oh, it's a hit list dossier, I think, for some group called the Syndicate.
Vax does have an expression that would suggest that she's not really familiar with that. And she leans against a panel or something, a chair, just to kind of rest a bit as she thinks on it. Does anything look familiar?
Well, the guy that I think D8 killed is on here. Got a big X over the face. One of the girls that we rescued from that last mission, she's on here too. It's all revenants, all the way down.
All revenants. And a hit list. It's kind of a strange thing. Is there any way to determine who might have owned this thing, this hit list?
Who might have earned it? Oh, like a contract. I mean, we could try to look up who the Syndicate is. I mean, my contacts are mostly just for, stuff and junk and tech. Maybe someone's got some underground connections we can try to find out, but...
Does D8 know any? Is the Syndicate of any import to him?
I don't think so. He told me to send it over to him, though. I think he might want to look into it.
Perhaps any connection or any revenant. I'm not entirely sure what to do about this, but it does seem that D8 is our best source to pursue this further.
I guess. I mean, I think he's an expert in hit lists, or at least the hit part of hit lists. I don't think he's very good at making lists.
You don't think that he is part of the Syndicate, do you?
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, even if he was, would it matter, really? We're not on here.
Well, a hit list implies something or someone behind it seeking power. It could also conflict with a few political things that we don't need to be entangled with.
You know what it might be. if they're trying to... It seems the revenants are being killed off. Maybe it's some sort of tech that they've been built with. Something they want to destroy. I mean, from some guy with a bunch of armed guards, right? And going to, well, a girl who was almost made into a slave. It seems like a pretty vast difference in, just social class. I mean, I don't want to say that she is a slave, but you know what I mean. But, I think it might be some sort of, I don't want to say programming, because maybe just tech, sort of cybernetics. Maybe they have something inside them that they want. I don't know.
Rogue, just to go back to the opening scene, and I'm trying to remember, was the revenant that D8 eventually just killed off, was he like completely destroyed, or was would Vax have seen, parts that were unmarred by any sort of destruction to him?
I believe you would have seen you probably know that he took his head too, actually. He did have pieces of him left. He only had a few rounds through him that had killed him or was causing him to bleed out, and then he had a big blast to the chest from D8. You probably would have seen him take his head off.
Seen Red take his head off?
Yeah, you probably would have seen D8 take his head off.
Oh, D8 took... Okay. So, Vax takes a moment to reflect. So she's just standing there in the cockpit, very quiet and reflective for a good 20 seconds before she takes in a breath. Where is D8 now? I have a question for him.
I think he's in the armory there.
Is there any way to, call for him?
Yeah, definitely.
So Vax is gonna want to do that. D8.
Hey, Vax, what's going on?
Could you come to the cockpit and bring the head?
What, the head? Head of what?
The head that you took.
Head that I took. Oh, the fucking guy I killed. Why would I have his
Yes.
head?
I saw that you took his head off.
Oh, yeah, for the bounty. Give it to the
Do
guy who hired me to kill him. I needed proof.
You were hired to kill that man.
Well, see, you've gotten something out of me now. I guess the cat's out of the bag, isn't it? Yeah. I got paid to kill him. I don't know what he's about. I don't know why people are after him. I just know that someone wanted him dead. Now he's dead.
And you've already turned in the head.
Yes. Did you not notice my new cloak? How rude. I notice when you get a new veil, you know.
There's a bit of a frustrated look about Vax, her lips pursing, as she shakes her head a little as D8 is talking. Well, you were hired by someone. Was that someone involved with the syndicate?
Don't go looking into the syndicate, probably. Just for your own safety. And mine, and everybody else's. Yeah,
D8,
don't.
you gave us this object and said, who wants to have it? And now
Well,
you
yeah,
don't want
but-
us to do anything with it?
I'm not saying don't do anything with it. I'm just advising you against it. That doesn't mean don't do anything. I mean, let's be honest. It sounds like fun, but it also sounds like I don't feel like dealing with at the moment, so... Long story.
long story. She shuts off the comm and looks over at B. Well, it seems like we've just wasted our time.
Oh, she looks back to the movie that she was watching. And I missed the opening crawl.
And with that, it is time for the movie. I'll switch you guys to the church area, or the Tark's domicile. What's going on in this scene?
Yeah, in one corner of the med lab that Sizesh doesn't usually use for medical purposes, maybe some of the equipment's a little outdated, she set up a shrine. She's got holographic projections of Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and others from older movies projected up there next to an icon of Nimtat. Near that, on another wall, she has a holographic version of Judge Dredd playing, and it's coming to an end. And as it ends, she, with reverence, turns off the projector. And is anyone else in here?
Yeah, D8 would have stopped by.
Naturally.
And she turns around and faces them and says, "Thank you for coming. I hope we will all ponder these lessons." D8. So, what do we learn from this? How do we know who is the hero and who is the villain?
Well, I mean, everybody killed lots of people, so...
This is true. This is true, which is why it is so confusing and why we must learn in our hearts the difference.
I mean, is there, though?
And she nods solemnly. What do the villains fight for?
For themselves, like a sensible person.
What does the hero fight for?
For himself, right?
Does he?
Well, yeah, he says he fights for everyone else, but that's for his own self-appeasement.
Ah,
In the end, he's still fighting for himself. It's just conveniently making him feel better.
and she shakes her head and says, "Sometimes we see too much of ourselves in what we are seeing, but over time, D8," and she pats him on the shoulder again, "I think you will come to a greater understanding that our gifts are given to us." And she kind of looks up. I mean, they're in space, so they're not really looking up at the heavens, but metaphorically, for a reason. Especially someone as gifted as you are. And then she just kind of says some words in Tarkanis, like kind of giving a blessing over the people in the room, and she sits down.
Well, I don't know what that means, but I guess it is sweet that you think I'm so talented. I think you're good at blowing things up, too.
And she smiles at this. Indeed I am. Okay, it's over.
All right. I have some data to go through. Alrighty, then. I'll be in my room if you need me.
And I will be here if you have questions. Vlad, thank you again.
Oh, of course, Doctor. You know I would not miss opportunity to watch good Dread movie. Gets up.
But, Vlad, I have a question.
Duh.
And she just kind of gestures him over says in a lower voice, so that D8 doesn't overhear. Why does this dread look so much like the Rambon? Are they brothers? What do the legends say?
And he scratches his chin. I have heard stories of this. You must tell no one, because they very well may still exist. But from what I hear, many, many, many years ago on my planet, there was super secret initiative to make perfect human being, perfect soldier, perfect person. Not very successful, but close. And this man that you see that is both dread and also the Rambone, that is a result of this super soldier program.
She says, I begin to understand. Perhaps we will never have all the answers, but this face. This is the face of a saint, no matter what name it goes by, yes.
Indeed, the Saint of Boom, huh?
She says with agreement. And she claps Vlad on the back again. Thank you, Vlad. Continue to bring me more that you find.
Of course, Doctor. You know I always share my treasure trove. And Vlad will go ahead and head back up to the cockpit for a little while, grabbing a bit of vodka to take back to the co-pilot's chair. Give B a break.
All right. And Effie, you do find out some information. I don't know if you saw that yet.
I did.
Okay. So when you guys get to the cockpit, you can share that with him if you like.
So has Vax been up there the whole time?
Well, she was invited to go to the screening. So I'm not sure how much time would you say that it took for them to fart around with the the hit list?
Oh, probably not too long.
And so,
They would have had enough time to do that and then go to the screening if you want.
okay, yeah, I think she, to be respectful of the religion, especially since she was invited, she would want to go to that. So she would be coming back back up to the cockpit with the rest of the game.
And B's been hanging there the whole time. And I think her first movie would have just finished as well. And she's kind of scanning through to watch something else and looks up as both Vlad and Vax come back. Oh, I guess we're having a party then? She looks over to Vlad's vodka.
Oh, this is for me. You're not supposed to drink and drive.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Are you even old enough to drink, B?
B pauses and very seriously looks to Vlad. How old do you have to be to drink?
As old as you want on this ship. And he pours a little bit of his glass into one of her cups that are up there.
She looks to it and looks up to him. Okay.
But in future, I recommend perhaps look at the station laws, whatever they are. They're all different. I had one that was 12, and that was a fucking mess. I don't recommend going there.
And she, tight lips and... Well, how old do I look?
He looks at her and... You know how old you are?
Maybe?
I don't know how your people age. I could not tell.
I don't either.
Eh. Just say you're in your 20s. That will be fine for most people.
Okay.
It is crowded in here, though, isn't it? Usually it's just us. But Vex, I assume you have good news. Did you like movie, by the way? You're rather quiet through the whole thing.
Yes, I was. It was very entertaining and also insightful. But to get to more pressing matters, I was able to find that if we continue our course at Warp 3, we will reach the mining facility within 3 parsecs.
Glad nods. Looks over their data and sees how many gametites they have, and that is acceptable.
Vax looking through her her little device. She's scrolling through it. There's a small moon, Rogo 5, with a hostile world. The world it has breathable air. There's not much in regards to this area apart from that I've been able to find.
I see. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, checking out anything on it. It's pretty much an ice world, an ice planet, and you can walk around without environmental suits or anything like that. You can walk around just normal, just as long as you got some like winter gear on. If you're going to be outside long, more than an hour, you'll be in trouble. But you guys pretty much plan on landing and going into the facility, I assume. So
I'm sending over the information I found, and hopefully you can look over it and see if you find anything more. Then hopefully that'll be of any sort of help. She taps a few spots on the screen and then swipes up and sends over the information to Vlad.
Very good, Vex. As always, you do not disappoint.
She inclines her head at that.
Have you, by the way, have you had a chance to try out Comlink goggles at all? They work?
Oh, I have not, but I suppose I should. We have about, 10 days until we reach our destination?
The warranty on those is 2 months, so try to let me know soon, just in case I have to get the replacement pair.
Of course. Your gift was quite generous. I am appreciative, even if it does not work.
Oh, and yet let me know if it works, Somnaya. No point in having a broken gift. Don't mention it. It is important for... Well, I think it is important people be rewarded beyond just the monetary, though.
Vax tilts her head, considering the gesture as well as the thought, and nods slowly, but then eventually gets a little bit faster. I suppose it does build morale.
Indeed, Annie. Well, if you find anything more, let me know. But other than that, you are free to pull up another chair or go about your duties. It is up to you.
Vax will incline her head a little more deeply, and decide she's going to pull up a chair and kind of chill out with the gang in the car.
So is Vlad taking over then?
He's in the co-pilot chair. I was actually just going to go ahead and... And B, if you want to just take a break, you can hang around out here, go stretch your legs. I can take over for a little bit of the travel. If it's something a bit complicated, though, you're going to have to hurry your ass back up here because I'm not very good with this thing.
Sure. Thanks, buddy. I'm gonna do a little bit of work on the mech, alright?
Of course. Don't go too far, Kukla.
I won't know what. And she waves to the both of them as she heads out the door.
Vlad will take over on the console, mainly going to keep it to the routine that it was already on.
As she starts to walk away from the console, it does bubble with excitement, and you can hear some kind of you're picking up some kind of reading. It looks like another vessel. As you guys are leaving the car system, you're flying through kind of the asteroid belt area, avoiding the primary asteroid belt, of course, but with B's awesome navigation rolls, she has come kind of close to the asteroid belt, and but you do pick up another ship within the asteroid belt. Do you guys want to investigate that or just keep going? I mean, you're not far from the card system. It's not unusual to see another vessel around here, but
is there anything strange about the readings we're picking up offhand?
they just seem to be attached to one of the asteroids, kind of a little bit into the asteroid belt, not too far into it, but kind of weird. Maybe they're mining or something.
Yeah, that's probably what he would see it as. He would look at the reading and then make note of where it occurred, but other than that, he'd just continue traffic as it was.
Yeah, as you look it over on the sensors, it looks like some smaller vessel, even smaller than y'all's, a cargo ship or something, and without investigating it any further, you guys just move on. But you do have 10 days of travel that we can speed through, and you guys can, if you're building or working on anything or learning spells, you can take 10 days of learning time off of that. Is there any attribute like you would want to train on? Like if you want to work out, would you want to work out and maybe bring up your body attribute, or would you want to study and bring up your intelligence maybe, or what do you think you guys would do if you had an attribute to work on?
Let me see. I think D8 realistically would. I mean, he's working with what he's good at. You know, he's practicing his shooting. So his perception, I'd assume.
Okay. Yeah, so if you can make a little note in your bio or something, put 10 days towards the training time on that.
Sazesh is focused on two things. One is, ever since they broke into Ramona's apartment, she's been thinking about the potential of small explosives that sometimes a smaller charge, a focused charge, can get the job done better than a big charge. So she's been working on using C4 or whatever she can come up with. Like if they wanted to break down a door or get into a vault, you know, just small things at hinges might be better. And the other thing she's focused on is she doesn't preach at D8, but she spends as much time trying to influence him as possible. To her, he's like her mission, that she sees this guy as like a chosen one of the gods, but his lack of, well, she wouldn't think of it as humanity, but, you know, empathy. Like, he's obviously lost a lot of that becoming a revenant. She's trying to help him find some morality.
Yeah. Perfect. And yeah. What about B?
Probably for the 10 days, besides going back and forth between flying and working on the mech, majority of kind of her off time, like she'll spend some time in the kind of entertainment room with other people, but most of the time she's on her own. If there's probably a place that's kind of cordoned off with all her stuff, if there's a room, she'll lock it down whenever she's in there to work on the mech. And mostly just fully stretching out and getting comfortable in there. So she's mostly just going to work on the mech and probably, I guess, reading different schematics and different mechanics, different guides. So I guess training up on intelligence.
Awesome. Yeah, if you can do a note of that. And I guess you were doing more towards demolitions. Sazesh would be more demolitions training.
Yeah, stuff that I didn't necessarily see an item for. So, like developing a special item, like a MacGyver type bubblegum mini bomb sort of thing that you can use to break down a door.
Yeah, you could actually make a demolitions roll if you wanted to work on something like that. And what would Vax be doing?
Well, her trying to get some information about through magic, of course, and not getting much of anything. It was frustrating for Vax. So she's going to, within these 10 days, try to improve on her her methods and kind of hone in her skills with blue magic. So like that's going to be her sort of focus is I suppose willpower.
Yeah, and deep meditation and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, that'd be perfect. And we'll give her one more chance too before we get to the like maybe as she gets closer to the system or whatever. She'll be able to do some precog.
Okay.
Another willpower roll, and then what's the captain up to?
Captain Vlad is going to spend a lot of his time just lounging about, cooking every day that meals going to be made, and then answering crew concerns or questions if and when they come up. But other than that, his usual routine of sitting in the cockpit or watching movies in his captain's room, his cabin, is what's going to be what he's going to be doing.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a random roll to see if anything happens here in those 10 days travel space. Anything random happens.
Sweet. Oh, D8 would be sifting through the data. I don't know if he'd ever find anything interesting, but the stuff from the chip, basically, he'd have looked through that pretty thoroughly. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna add something to that for you later.
Cool.
All right. So no random encounters happen in the days. Vax can go ahead. Oh, for the 12 demolition roll. How much C4 do you have? Does Sazesh have?
I have it on my character sheet. Hold on.
Maybe.
Plenty to experiment with.
Yeah.
She has. Hold on.
Maybe like break one up and get like 4 charges out of it or something. Maybe.
Yeah, or even less than that. It wouldn't take much, but it would be hard to experiment with it on the ship too. So she's having to do it in very controlled conditions.
Boom! Whole breach. All right, so let's say she did with a 12 roll. She's got 6 of the smaller charges for now.
Awesome, thanks. And how many of the bricks should I use up for that? I've got. I had 5 of the plastic explosive.
What's the damage on that one? Does it say right there?
I was looking at my character sheet. I'd have to look up the actual thing.
Oh, that's all right. We'll just say you used 1.
Okay, that sounds about right.
And then Vax, can you do a willpower check again? Let me check and see if you have anything that can boost your willpower too.
Okay, let me know, hun.
Dowsing, she can do divination, find information, maps and books, pendulum and crystal. That's for finding people or finding things. No, I don't see any bonuses yet at 6th level, but go ahead. Say the target number is lower now too. Okay, cool. Let me. No, I won't whisper it to you.
Right.
As you're in deep meditation, you can see the facility there, the original picture that was shown before. The Caerlite Mining Facility. You can see you guys landing nearby, walking through the ice for a moment, and for a moment, as you're almost finished, you're kind of reaching through the darkness, reaching through space in this dream state, your deep meditation. You're coming down the hallways, and you notice that there is someone hiding in the dark. It looks maybe like a child or a small creature, and then you can see the leg of some monster come by, hairy legs, this nasty stuff dripping from it as it passes, and this small creature hiding in the dark is afraid of it. So you feel these strong emotions of like fear and stuff in this meditation, and then you come out of it. You're not able to discern what this creature is or anything, but it did kind of look like almost a spider to you.
Oh, okay. So at this time, how far away are we from the destination when she gets this vision?
We'll say that was like the day of. Captains or B would probably have let you guys know that proximity alert, and you have maybe 2 hours to your destination.
Okay, Vax is going to want to seek audience with the captain if he's available.
Yeah, did you want anybody else in there, or just you and him?
She would call. She would want to speak with him first.
Okay. We'll put you guys in his room. So go ahead, and what happens during this scene? What's the captain doing in his quarters at this time?
Captain would be probably just kick back, looking through some of his contacts. Maybe have a movie on passively in the background. Not naked because it's not at night. So thank you, Sazesh. But he'd been chilled out, just in his office. Open door policy as usual.
So is his door just open?
You would buzz for the access. Or,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, okay, then Vax is going to buzz.
Duh.
Captain, if I may have a word.
Certainly, come in. And he hits the console and the door opens up.
Vax enters in. There's a slight little chiming to each step that she has, and she kind of has a sort of grace to her step. Very very formal as she bows her head in greeting to her captain, her superior. I would like to present. I did glean a sort of vision of the coming mission, and it is quite distressing. It appears that we will be going into a facility with a sort of creature.
No need to be so formal, Vex. Please take seat. And he gestures towards the chair opposite for her to go ahead and take.
She takes the chair. She's still a little bit rigid. After having the vision, it does seem to be a little more of a situation where she feels less casual, less relaxed. So she still keeps a bit of a formal air about her, but does sit down and continues. In my vision, I saw it was dark. There was a child or a young being, and I felt an intense fear of this creature. And this creature, it had a sort of arachnid appearance to it.
So it's like the child spider? Is that what you're telling me?
No. The spider, the creature is quite large, and there was something dripping off of it. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not familiar with what I may have seen, but I do believe that the mining facility was probably overrun with whatever this is, and we should go into this mission with extreme caution and lots of firepower.
Very good. We are almost there. If you wouldn't mind, if you could do a bit of research, see if you can match up something that looks like what you saw. Maybe we can find something more out about it before we touch down. But I will send out a general message to rest of crew. Let them know that we are going to be expecting there should be company in this place.
Understood. I will do some research. Thank you, Captain. And she gets up from her chair and leaves unless he has something else to say to her.
And Vex, do not worry. Everything will be fine.
She looks back over at Vlad and offers a small nod at that. Doesn't say anything else in regards to it, and just continues on. Then she'll go to her quarters to do some research.
All right. As you guys are getting pretty close, the scene moves over to D12, who is in his room. And if you guys don't mind, Sazesh, you want to have a little scene with D8 is Did I say D12?
Mhm. He's leveled up.
Getting bigger.
Got
now.
M&M on the
Ooh.
brain.
What?
Went from 8 to a 12.
Good old
Got some
M&M on
hardware.
the brain from the
He's
old
leveling
days.
up, boys.
Oh, baby.
Do you guys?
12, the
Since
greatest
you're
rapper
trying
who
to-
ever lived.
Yeah.
Sure, this could be like representative of, you know, just kind of daily check-ins she has with him.
Mhm.
Yeah, she'll knock on his door.
Yeah, he's got kind of his main monitor. The place it's kind of organized. It seems haphazard, but he knows where every little thing is. But he's kind of got his main terminal up near to his hammock, which he sits in just as much as he sleeps in, with the data up for the dossiers and stuff like that, and the syndicate info, which he then kind of hits a button and it pops down. And he's like, "Come on in. Go ahead."
She opens the door and it slides open, and she goes in, looks around, kind of approvingly at the cluttered appearance. She gives a almost unconscious nod of approval at it, and then she looks to D8. D8, are you occupied at the moment?
He glances at the screen, but then back to her. Not in particular. Why?
She just kind of grunts and goes around, just kind of touching things here and there. How is Peggy?
What?
How is Peggy doing?
Oh, she's doing lovely. Why?
Must make sure you give her proper care. Take
Oh.
care of her and she will take care of you.
Yeah, of course. Are you kidding? I treat that thing like my baby. If I had a baby. I hope I don't have a baby, in retrospect. But yeah.
And she wanders around for a little bit more. Almost, I don't actually. D8 probably doesn't have enough empathy to know exactly what she's thinking.
It
but
doesn't.
she eventually stops and she finds somewhere to sit down, and she looks at him and says, "What the first thing you remember, D8?
First thing I remember. Would it be smell or sight? I guess probably grayish, blackish skies kind of above me. Between, very, very, very tall buildings and, wires hanging out of the walls and shit like that. An alley, basically. It stunk as well. Why?
This part of your dead life, yes?"
Dead life? You mean... Oh, you mean this time? Not the... Well, whoever I was before I was this. I don't know. Yeah. When I was me.
She walks over to him. She reaches out a clawed hand and just kind of taps him very gently on his wrist. "You may think this is you, but life for you, this new life, it's about discovering who you are. You may think you know who you are, D8, but the parts of you that existed before your death, the experiences that you have now, they are all part of what makes you yourself, and it unravels before you like a scroll. I think sometimes it is easier for you to live in the moment.
I guess. I mean, is there a reason not to?
And she looks at him very solemnly in the eyes. There is, deed.
Well, I haven't found it yet. Because personally, I feel like all those old things that I don't really need to remember are holding me back, and they do simply nothing more than give me extra weight to carry. So,
And she looks at him again and says, weight is hard, but weight is what makes us strong. And she looks away for a minute, blinking, shakes her head as if dismissing something from her own mind. The things from our past, they can be very hard things. But what is living without purpose?
I have plenty of purpose. I was literally made with a purpose.
You will let someone else decide your purpose? And she...
Oh, no. If they decided my purpose, then I would be programmed to listen to them. But guess what? They died, right? They died before I was even actually active. So I get to choose whatever I feel like doing. I just know what I was programmed to do. And I happen to quite enjoy it.
She smiles slightly. Yes. It is your choice, dear, what you become. And the longer you are here, and the more you experience, the more you will realize that your choices, they matter. What you enjoy in the moment, well, think on this, dear. What do you want?
Well, I mean, it depends, really, because right now...
No. Shush. Don't tell me. You think. And she taps her temple. Think on this. And do not sacrifice what you want in the moment for what you want the most. And she reaches out and squeezes his wrist a little bit. For me, this is family. Everything I do for my family.
Yeah, kind of looks down at her very keenly, not really looking away, very much locking eyes. I want you to know, Sezish, because I think I might like you. I would kill you. I would kill you and everyone else on this crew. So, keep that in mind.
She smiles and pats his wrist. Death comes to us all, dead. For it to come at the hands of a chosen one such as yourself would be an honor. But I think my time is not yet at hand. Yes. I think...
Oh yeah, no one's paid me yet. Of course it's not yet.
Dead. Think on what I have said. Think what money brings you. And think about what you really want. I go now. And she starts to kind of stand up from where she kind of kneeled down on the ground and look around. You think, yes?
Yeah, sure. I'll think plenty. Probably do too much already, but I will.
Yeah. Not enough. And she says, take care of Becky.
Of course. And right as she's kind of like half out the door, and Sezish, for you, weight, makes you stronger, but keep in mind, for me, coin pays for the new parts that make me twice as strong, twice as fast. So.
Yes. And she nods. There is strength in your D8. But the greatest strength, I think, not comes from. And she kind of looks at his arm, at his chest, at his legs, where he's got cybernetic implants. It is from. And then she takes a fisted hand and wraps her chest. You must unlock this strength. And she nods to him again, making sure to lock eyes so that he sees that she means this 100%. Fate has brought us together, D8, for a reason. And with that, she'll turn to leave.
D8 lets her leave and kind of sits back down on the hammock, and once the doors close behind her, he flicks the button again and the dossiers start popping up, and he scrolls through them, and there's a few faint glimpses. As he seems to be looking at pictures, instead he gets glimpses of memories of an elven woman and a child. And he quite quickly sets off a protocol in his head, a program he installed himself to shut down his emotions, as he begins scrolling back through the rest of the dossiers.
Yeah. Awesome. And the scene pans over as you're picking up into the cockpit. Picking up the proximity, I learned that you've arrived at this star system. You can pull out of warp and manually pilot the ship down to the surface of the moon.
And she sits up straight, pulling the chair closer to the controls, sliding her hand over the hollow buttons, easing themselves kind of out of warp and into manual control. Placing both hands on two separate controls there, she steers the ship down and starts making her way towards the landing. And she kind of goes over the intercoms to announce, "All right, everyone, we're going to be landing soon. I'll make this as comfy as possible, but so y'all know from last time I landed on a planet, sometimes the bottom just likes to fall out."
And Vlad will follow up. All right, good to hear. Everyone prepare for crusade maneuvers. Prepare yourselves. We will not be outside very long. We're going directly in. So get on your gear. We'll get in and out on this one.
Good. The quicker the better. And, well, I mean, if we're going to scrap the place, you said there were baddies, right?
And Vlad will go over the communicators. Duh! According to what Vex has told me, that we should be expecting some trouble. Hopefully none of you are afraid of spiders.
Vax is going to calm up. Yes, I had a vision, and it appears, based on my research of the creature that I possibly saw, it is possible that it is a tyrant spider, a large spider with paralyzing poison. It can throw. It can throw webs. It's rather large, and it will be roaming the halls of this mining facility, based on what I had seen. And it is quite dark in there, so do bear in mind that you may not see it. It may not be entirely evident until it is upon you.
So you're saying bring lots of fire?
Because
that's what I'm getting out of this conversation, is bring lots of fire.
I would I would consider protective measures, and if anything that would counteract paralyzing poison.
That sounds unpleasant.
As far as creatures go for this planet, I don't see anything of the nature of this spider-like creature. There are some large yeti-like beasts that call this moon home. They're called feldmox. So other than that, just be on the lookout for rather large things.
You got it.
And B, can you go ahead and make a piloting check?
Sure.
And she crashes and you all die.
The end.
Oh no!
Awesome. A beautiful landing right here on the ledge. Can you guys see that all right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
dark.
Yeah, let me see. I'm not
Yeah.
really sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing that it's supposed to be like a field of view sort of thing.
Yeah.
Ominous.
Oh, some of you can see much better than others.
I can see the whole
Oh,
thing.
Oh well.
I mean, I can see this squared thing that you have for
Yeah.
I got
Like
garbage
the-
human eyes.
this, but I can see all
Oh
of
yeah,
it.
I got
I
Twilight
do have
vision,
sensors
so.
and stuff. So, yeah.
Well, herpaderp.
Don't worry.
Oh,
Like you
Oh.
plebs.
if there's... Oh my God.
DA and B are just looking around like, man, this is a nice place, and everybody's just like, what the fuck are you looking at? I can't see it.
If you do need a light, I think you can click your token. There should be a little candle up there. If you would like activate a light, it should be possible.
I almost got dark. And then I was like, nah, I probably won't need it.
Yeah.
Now look at me.
You know, we have 3 people who have it. It's fun.
The bay doors, you know, you push the button, bay doors come down, burst of ice cold air. It close, billowing in the wind to the left, and as you can see, the place seems to be somewhat damaged. Perhaps it was attacked, maybe by artillery fire. And you do notice the doors as you would make your way down the ledge there. Go ahead and make your dexterity checks, but just do not botch as you make your
Oh,
way
no.
down towards the facility.
Is it icy? Is it like looking like slick and icy and everything?
Yeah, it is.
Icy and spicy, my boy.
Oh, yeah. I do have crampons. Would that help in this situation?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you on your period?
Oh no. He's supposed
Apparently.
to make the jokes. Didn't even need funny gas.
Wait, anomaly.
You got you.
Yeah, I'm
Gary?
confused about that.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. What is that?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
That's
I
just
see.
weird.
I see here. I can be an asteroid belt.
What?
I
Oh,
have.
chasing me.
Oh yeah.
What?
I wondered. I noticed that earlier. I was like, huh. Someone must be
Oh.
watching in, and I guess it gave them a weird thing. But
That's the update thing. The what is it called? The Galaxy interface.
Awesome.
For some reason, it leaves
Right.
it like everything open to the players. For some reason.
Amazing.
Wow.
I love this.
Some planets.
While you guys were talking in the scene, I see all of a sudden Slip is like rotating down there.
Right?
What the hell is going on? She's got some
Being turned
animation.
into a planet.
Spider has no chance against us now.
Yeah.
Fighting celestial bodies.
Okay, so everybody makes it down to the doors, the double doors. The doors, they did at one time have some kind of panel, it seemed, but the panel's been destroyed, smashed. The doors are kind of bent and pushed open, so you guys all easily enter into the place. What kind of weapons do you have in your hands?
My pistol, standard. Before we got off, I would radio over to my cargo crew. Sergey and Taran, go ahead and close the doors. Do not open unless we come back.
Aye, Captain.
Very good.
Bee's got her MP variant out. She does have the flashlight attachment on for the rest. So she's kind of shining it around to assist the ones who can't see in the dark with the darkness. And she looks to D8 as she walks in. I guess we'll be leading this.
Oh, yeah. I'm wondering if I shouldn't scout ahead.
Sure. I mean, be careful of giant spiders, though.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I feel like if anyone's going to attract them, it's the one throwing a flashlight around, right?
She looks back to the others. You guys want a flashlight?
I already have one. What are you talking about?
Oh, good. And she turns hers off.
And D8 has he has Peggy out in short mode just for convenience. He also has on top of his new armor that he has all set up. He has a grenade vest with, let me see how many did I put on there. He's got 10 incendiary, 5 knockout, 2 concussion, 3 splatter grenades, 20 total. He's also got plenty of energy clips, as well as 2 bandoliers of 40 mil grenades, 10 being smoke and 10 being plasma. So he is ready to go.
Wait, before B runs off, I would like for Vax to kind of give her enhanced senses, if that's okay.
What is this?
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, Vax will do an incantation and then touch B, and it will add a temporary bonus to your perception of +5.
She'll kind of wait for Vax to do that. And she shivers a bit. Whew. I feel more sightly.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Okay.
All words used to not be words before. That's right? Oh no.
You want to make the roll, the percentile?
Which one is it again?
That's a D100.
Oh yeah, is there a button for it? No, there's not a button for it. I'll just roll 1d.
I'll see this 1 pop up.
I already know she does, so I'm just not gonna act on it.
Yeah. Okay, so is that point? B and D8?
D8 is actually gonna move to scout ahead, using the scope on Peggy for thermal.
Okay.
So he's gonna move up a ways and try and
Yeah.
get a pretty good view, being very stealthy about it. And I mean, he'll move to scout a fair bit ahead of the others.
While he's doing that, Vlad's gonna look around the debris and start trying to make sense of what's going on, like combat damage or.
Okay. Yeah, can everybody make a perception check? And Captain, you're noticing right off the bat when you come in there, there may have been some bodies at one point. You can see some dried blood, some old, no energy weapon blast, but you can see some like old standard submachine gun fire, 9mm rounds in the walls.
Any kind of bonus from having thermal and all that, and sensors?
No.
Okay, cool.
I would like to sense danger.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a willpower check.
Sazesh, seeing Vax kind of close her eyes to concentrate, reaches out a hand and uses faith to help her.
Oh.
Yeah. That'll give her
A d6 extra.
D6.
So I just roll a d6 on top of that?
Mhm. Yeah, and then add it to it, yeah.
Yeah, Sazesh mutters some words in Tarkanis that you don't quite understand, but seem religious.
Is it in the voice of Sylvester Stallone?
She just says, "I'll be back."
Is it? I was thinking about Adrian!
Adrian!
Vex!
It's kind of random quotes from movies like that.
But in Tark, so no one knows.
Exactly.
So I suppose my sense danger would be 12 now with the +4.
You just add the d6 to your total roll.
Yeah, so yeah, you rolled basically a 12. So yeah. You do sense danger. You sense it coming now.
Oh my.
And it seems to be in the direction that D8 has moved. And
So I
D8,
need to
you
do a
got
stealth roll or a conceal roll.
Yeah, do a both of those rolls, stealth and concealment, and D8 you did get a nice perception roll. So at about the same time that Vax is sensing this danger coming, D8 you're going to notice it too on your sensors. You notice movement at least in this direction. Not in this chamber, of course. Because you look around and scan this chamber pretty quickly with your thermals and everything, and you do not see any movement. So it has to be like in an adjoining hallway or something coming towards this room.
So this direction, you said?
Yeah, because that room that you're in there, it has a console. It has it looks like some computers and stuff, some old gear. It's kind of iced over. And Captain, as you were looking around before, you do see like, the pipes and the old mining equipment and stuff. Everything's pretty stationary and cobwebbed out, and but you do see like some ice and cold residue, still icicles hanging from the ceiling. Like the place has been without like proper life support or heating for probably months.
I don't know if the macros are updated because I got the Grenadier's armor, which is like a bunch to conceal and all of that. Should I just roll it off the sheet because I haven't got that updated?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So there's the conceal and there's the stealth.
Okay.
Oh, and do you get +1 from having rank 2 stealth? I might. I'm not worried about it right now.
Yeah, you do. So you
do have +1, so it'd be 18 then. Okay, let me fix that.
All right, nice. What does Vax do when she senses this?
She, as she's going through the process of sensing, she'll have a finger kind of resting over the veil near her lips, and then point down the hall in which D8 had gone, and she'll look to Vlad and Sazesh. There's something that way.
Yeah, D8 comes through. He's got now he's got a proper helmet with visor and stuff that drops down fully enclosed. And you would have noticed before that when he came back on the ship before, he had new gear, and now he's actually wearing it. He's got a recon cloak, recon greaves, recon gauntlets, helmet, and grenadier battle armor, which is under his old armor actually still, so you don't see that bit. But he's pretty kitted out, and you can hear a very small voice. He's like, "I got hostiles moving on me, so keep an eye out. Stay where you are. Sounds like they're coming our way."
Are we talking spiders, D8, or are we talking humanoids?
You're talking, I don't know. We'll find out.
Sazesh
Let us know,
says,
you know.
it moves to the center and says, "Gather close, I will bless you for..."
Yeah, you do that. I'll keep point.
Then you will not be blessed.
Well, unless you want to give away my position, then...
All right. She says some words in Tarkanis, and whoever comes close to her gets the benefits of bless ammunition. So, I roll a theology check, and for the next few rounds, all those who gain the blessing gain a bonus based on the result from that check to their damage.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Is it like every 5 you get a +1 or something, or what is that?
Something like that. So I rolled a 10.
What an anomaly
Yeah,
it is.
+2 additional damage. So before you add your multipliers, you'll get a +2 to your damage.
Awesome. So everybody got like a +2 shot damage, pretty much. Nice. And right after she does that, she blesses D8. You notice slowly this creature peeks its head out. You see an axe, the tip of an axe, and this creature seems to have slimy flesh almost and horns. At first it appears to be horns, but then you can tell they're kind of like tentacles that are moving around. Maybe it's using it as perception. And you see it step out. It looks to be bipedal and wearing light armor, 2 arms, 2 legs.
Ooh.
Bipedal.
And I was gonna say my line is like right there. It's basically where it cuts because of the wall, so I can't technically. Although I would be able to because he's leaning around that corner. So
yeah, I'll go ahead and put him there because he's actually coming out down the hallway. He does not seem to see you yet.
Should I adjust to here and still have cover and assume that's me bending around so I can see? Yeah, okay.
That's cool. Yeah. And can you see that?
Yeah, interesting. Does it look hostile?
It has an axe and it's looking around, and it is trying to be quiet. It does not know that you're there. And then you can see it looks back over its shoulder and it waves to someone else. And then it starts to creep. I'm going to roll randomly. 1, 2, 3. It keeps going straight. 4, 5, 6. It comes towards you. It starts to go this way.
Once it gets close,
then you notice another one.
Yeah. What's this one like? Same?
Yeah, this one has the same kind of like weird tentacles, and this one also is carrying an axe.
Does it sound like there's any more coming?
Yeah, you can pick up on the sensors. There's more.
Yeah, and D8 whispers through. They're coming your way around the side. More coming. I'll wait till they're all past and then flank them.
All right, we'll set up. They're armed?
Yeah, weird looking fuckers with axes. Don't know what exactly they are. They're gross though.
Do you have
Axes.
alienology?
Hmm?
Do you have the skill alienology?
I do not. Should
I
have rolled it.
do.
By his description, go ahead and do that. It'll raise the target number to 7.
Something I'm not gonna hit. Oh my god.
Ooh,
He hit it.
well, look
Nice.
at you go.
Mutants.
Oh yeah, he'd come along then when he realized he wasn't sure at first, but now he's like, yeah, I think they're muties of some kind. I don't know what though. Definitely gross.
Mutants?
You said they have axes?
Oh yeah. And they're trying to be quiet about it. They're heading your way.
Well, no one else is supposed to be here, so they are not welcome. And this is our job. Set up for ambush, everyone.
Yeah, they're not moving stupid like. They're being careful, so.
Yeah, and you have a second if you want to move your token to a hiding spot or get cover or anything.
Yeah, D8's technically right here. He's just leaning in a corner for view, but he's waiting to see them all go past before he moves up to flank.
B is going to quickly kind of move up to that area, and she's actually going to switch out the MP variant for the tech fire and basically set up the tripod quickly and get it ready. Yeah.
He's setting the
nice.
tripod up right there.
Oh yeah.
Right. And as you're doing that, can you make a stealth check, B?
Oh. Is it perception if I don't have that? Or is it dex?
Stealth is agility.
Dex, yeah.
Yeah, Dex.
Oh no, the crack of the tripod is very loud, just as she slams on, or she puts on the gun onto the stand, and it's just that just loud enough for them to kind of hear it click into place. And she kind of looks up. Oh no.
You see the tentacles move, and it looks towards the direction of Sazesh. Sazesh, are you standing out in the open, or?
Is it coming from this hallway? Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, didn't have
Yeah.
that experience. No, she would have gone behind the corner, but she's trying to see what's coming,
Mhm.
and she's going to curse it.
Okay.
She'll say, "In Dritka's name, you shall fall. Those who stand against us, sheltered in shadow, will not have the blessing hand of Nimtat to protect them." And so they get, I have Bless and Curse at rating 2. So the one she sees gets a -2 to defend for the entire combat.
He looks towards you in your direction and points his axe and shouts out something. You guys can all tell what he's saying. He's shouting out, and he shouts, "Intruders!" And he points in the direction. The other one pulls the blade and comes around the corner. The one you can see up here, D8, has a 12 gauge in his hand. You haven't seen any other ones yet. You do pick them up on sensors.
I did pick up on sensors?
You do pick them up on sensors. You pick up at least 2 more that you haven't seen. And we're going to go ahead and do a niche right now.
Yeah, D8 would call across, so there's one with a shoddy. Initiative.
What? Huh?
Your double pluses. You rolled a
But I
1.
did roll a 1.
Oh no.
Do you roll the
Oof.
1?
Naturally.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh.
gets noticed, rolls 1 on initiative. Oh no.
I'm just gonna do 1 for these guys.
And before they roll like a 12.
They all go.
Halfway there.
Whoa.
Moving on.
They're
there.
half.
Oh, D gets to go fast. That makes sense, I guess. Or you could hold your actions, but let's... what do you want to do?
I think DA is definitely going to hold his action for once the last one comes this way. So basically, once he's sure that there's no more off in that direction, he'll fire at the he'll fire basically. Or if one starts approaching enough to where they'd have a decent view of him and starts coming down this way, he'll go.
Okay, so you're just holding your actions.
Yeah,
now.
pretty much.
Alright, we'll put you down here for now. Alright, Sazesh.
Alright, Sazesh, after having cursed, one of them will take aim at that particular one. And she's just gonna go for her regular Zentech attack on it.
Nice. And do you want to actually take 1 action to aim? It gives you an extra +2 to hit.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna aim because I also bought a scope.
Oh, nice. So +3.
Yeah. And she also has a laser sight, so...
+4.
Yeah.
Extra +4. Unless it's already figured into your...
No, it's not.
Okay. And he has no cover.
And he's
And
got
he's
negative
cursed.
2 to defend.
Nice. He has no hope for this fool.
Ooh,
we
good
got
thing, right?
A curse. A curse, man.
The curse did it. So now she's gonna do the damage for this, plus an extra
2.
+2. Oh, shoot. How do you do Deadeye? Actually, Deadeye was my thing. I should have said that before. I'll do that
Oh,
next
no.
time.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Whenever you do an aim shot, if you have Deadeye,
I do
it
have
goes
Deadeye.
into effect. So,
Okay.
yeah, just
Add ×2 in the power.
yeah, just put a 2 in the power.
And does that add? That's just the plus or the ×2, right? It doesn't add extra accuracy on top.
Alright, so that's her damage with the ×2 from the Deadeye.
Can you roll the hit location on your? It's a little target button emoji up there. His left leg, and he is gonna have to make a body save because you messed him up pretty bad there. His leg. Do you have access to that button there?
Yeah. There we go.
It's an energy weapon, so we'll say the wound is cauterized, but basically you're gonna blow his leg off. And if he fails this, he is out of the combat. He's laying there screaming. So what's that look like?
So Sazesh, after muttering this incantation of cursing him, claiming that he has no place under Nimtat's protection, aims her Zentech pistol at him and fires, blowing his left leg straight off. He falls to the ground, screaming in pain, drops his weapon, and he just lays there whining and crying. How many actions did that use?
That was 2.
Alright. She looks up at the sky and gives a cackle of glee and aims her gun at the other one and decides to take another attack at CAX.
Cool. You're gonna burn 2 frenzy?
Yeah,
Do
I'm gonna
another
burn
Deadeye?
2 frenzy. Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
Nice.
And we'll say he does have a little cover there. Oh, he was trying to anyway. But he fails and rolls on that
Alright.
one. Oh my god, you in this?
Nimtat is with me.
Can you do that again then? Same thing? A hit location?
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Blowing people's body parts off.
Oh, I was just about to say.
Ooh.
Rip.
Can you hit the head button? So blow one of his eyes out there. What's that look like?
After she's done cackling after her attack on Hack, she takes an aim at the other. And one of her eyes glows white. And as she aims her Zentech weapon, the energy pulse goes straight toward him and hits him in the eye. And it burns into his scalp, and he reaches one hand unconsciously up to his eye, screaming as it hits him there. And she exclaims, Dritka! In Dritka's name, I claim this place. Flee or die.
Nice. Alright, it is the bad guy's turn. The first 2 getting nailed in the hallway there as it gets lit up. One appears down here. I'm going to move him over here. He runs to this side here and gets cover. He is going to try to take a shot at Sazish. Two shots from the disc thrower. He basically extends his arm, rolls a horrible roll like that.
Oh my gosh.
Was that a fumble for
It
him?
was a fumble. Where's my fumble?
Tasty. These poor guys.
I know, right?
No, they're just mutants, comrade. They're not people.
Just hanging out, you know, in their creepy, dark, spider-filled, you know, frozen lair.
They are not family. They do not matter.
So he goes to shoot his gun at you and ends up sliding, falling onto the ground. And from the ground there, he takes another shot. There's some kind of projectile attached to his arm there. And second disc comes flying out towards you. Or does it? Terrible roll.
Ooh. They're fighting, struggling.
Oh no.
Ooh,
This is
that's
this
a
guy.
fumble.
So that's just armor defeating. You'll get just your toughness to soak it.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that Deadeye does give you an additional +2 to hit for aim. Oh my gosh. I've never factored that before.
That's one too bad. 16 damage.
Okay, she does have holy armor. So that's -2. So how much? 14.
It goes through your armor defeating.
Right,
Unless
but
you have-
it doesn't defeat holy armor, right?
Oh, okay. Awesome. And so that's not going to knock you down, but it just like sticks into your arm pretty much.
Alright, she grunts and looks at him and mutters something in Tarkanis that is something like Nimtat, thank you, but nobody who doesn't understand that would understand.
You notice this other one coming up to the wall here, D8, and he lines up as he gets a little bit of cover at the wall there. He lines up to shoot at B, who's setting up the turret right now with his shotgun.
Yeah, this is definitely the point where he wants to kill the dude.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and do the attack. Yeah, I didn't realize, I never calculated it in that it's a +2 additional from him. So it's actually like pretty massive to his bonus.
If you're doing a Deadeye shot, it's just the aim. It doesn't add an additional one.
Oh,
just-
okay.
yeah,
So it's 18, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Just it
I was
makes
gonna say,
your Deadeye shot or your aim shots ×2 damage.
I do have sneak attack now.
You do.
So,
What kind of attack are you doing at him? Is that a Deadeye?
yeah, Deadeye with Peggy.
Yeah, so you hit him 100 damage. What's it look like? So you take him out.
Yeah, the guy turns around, and as he pulls his gun up to aim at B, there's just suddenly a splat sound as there's a hole in his torso, right where the heart probably would be on a mutant. D8's not sure. Doesn't matter because he's dead and on the ground now.
Alright. One more. Runs past the hallway there. Did you want to do any other actions after that? Or
He didn't have anything else in view, so pretty much just, hunker
was
back
good.
down in cover so the others that run past can't see him.
Oh. You could take a shot at that one.
Oh, could I?
That's
because
his max
I'll
move.
I mean, okay. Yeah. Then I'll. What would that be? Another 2 frenzy?
Yeah, that'd be 2 frenzy if you do a Deadeye.
Yeah. I'll do another 2 frenzy, taking me down to 8 frenzy, and I'll do another Deadeye shot. Let's fix that now. Oop, 15.
And was your gun completely silent?
I don't know. It's energy weapon. I mean,
Okay, no. So he does get a dodge.
Okay. Yeah, it just says it's sleek, and all of that stuff, and really stealthy. So
You got him.
I assume it's not as loud as most, but regardless.
This one's like running by and has a pistol in his hand, seeming to follow the other one, and you take him out. What does that look like?
Yeah. So as D8 kind of steps out, shoots the other one in the back through the torso. The other one kind of just as D8 steps out, the kind of cloaking from his new recon stuff starting to fade back a bit as he moves. He pulls Peggy up, and she extends out to full length, and there's no real noise. It's like this big loud whooping thingy more than like a traditional gunshot sound. And suddenly again, there's just a hole in the guy's head where his head should be.
Another one appears down here at the end of the hallway, and another one behind that, but they do not get shots yet. It is now, after D8, it is Vax.
Or, well, wasn't that my delayed turn? Or would I be back at the top? Or?
That's your actions for now.
So, Vax doesn't have any ranged weapons, so what she's going to do right now is, I was actually curious, with precognition, would she be able to touch a person and see a bit into the future?
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay, so what she's going to do right now, she's gonna go up to the captain and sort of place a hand on him to kind of get a feel as to the near future for him in this setting,
Okay.
and it's just a willpower.
This one is going to be during combat, so it's a little more, stressful. So you're going to actually have to roll to cast it, which is a d20, because the system has horrible. If you roll a 1, 2, or 3, it's a fail. If you roll a 1, it's a fumble, which can have bad things.
So
happen.
I just roll a d20.
Yeah, if you it's a blue spell, so you should be specialized in it. If you click on your token and you go up to cast spell, you'll click on blue spell and just hit submit. And I don't think you have any extra modifiers or anything.
No.
But the spell does work, and now you can go ahead and do a willpower check. See how good this is. Oh, nice.
Wow.
So obviously I can't foretell
Well, I think it's
what's going to
more-
happen, but
Yeah, just kind of a sense of maybe in terms of since you can't really see into the future, maybe.
I want to give him a bonus.
Yeah.
Is what I'm thinking. Like maybe like an extra dodge if he gets a chance or something like that. We'll see. But for the flash of for the instant that you can see, or maybe you call it out when you get an idea, But the flash for what you do see when you touch him is him walking away and away from a dead body and going towards the console in the computer room.
Okay.
But yeah, if you get an idea besides that for something that might help him in a combat or something, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna give him a bonus.
Could I through this discern any sort of weakness on one of the enemies that's close by that he could exploit?
Yeah, you could do that. You do know that there's 3 targets up ahead if you can't see them here. And if you want to do that, I could give them a bonus. Maybe to attack or make them suffer in their defense.
Okay. Sorry for making it a little complicated, but I did, want to try to do something that would.
Yeah, that's cool.
Help in the
You're a
moment.
gray mage, basically. I feel like it's expected.
So I think that's is that 2 actions to do that spell?
Let me double check.
No, that's totally cool.
It
I don't
says
mind at
casting
all.
time too.
Yeah, cool. So if you want to, you could burn frenzy and attack if you see something to attack, or you could be done.
What's her distance that she can go?
You can move, I think, up to 8 inches. Let me check real quick. If you run, you can run. It's next to your dexterity. It says movement 3. Okay, you could run 6 hexes if you wanted to run somewhere. I've forgotten. Vax has never been done combat in the system at all.
Yeah. Okay. So 6 hexes would be right here.
Yeah, awesome.
Or like.
So you'd be like, so you did the spell on him, and then you'd run for cover.
Yeah. So she's gonna try to get into the fray because she has a melee weapon, but and I feel like she would kind of inform Vlad of whatever that she kind of sensed to help, whatever that may be.
Awesome. Captain Vlad, it's your turn.
All right. So Vlad's poor human eyesight can't really make out a great deal of what's going on with this,
Hey.
but
Well, maybe there it is. Maybe she can
Oh.
clairvoyance to see your targets there.
I can see him. So I'm gonna move my max walk, and then
You know that there's
Man.
3 targets.
So he'll try to take the he's actually gonna run to make sure he's in the cover. I know I'm gonna take a penalty for that, but I'll do it anyway. So he'll run up to that wall, shooting as he goes. And
I just looked at your eyesight.
yeah.
Yeah, it's rough. Yeah, right there is your best bet. With her help, you won't get any penalties to hit this guy if you want to shoot at that guy.
Very good. I will go ahead and just let me see. I'll spend a frenzy to do a 3-action burst on my gun with it.
Rapid fire.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
The 9. So whatever gun I have here.
It's funny though, Effie, there's actually an ability, I think it's a 12th level one, where the seer can like make the attacker re-roll or something because for a minute they glimpse the future. It's kind of a cool thing. 14.
Can't wait to get to it.
And we're
If we
doing
keep
like
leveling at
super
this
level.
rate, it'll be pretty fast.
In
Yeah.
like 4 sessions for you. 3 even after this one. My
Seeing the
math is good.
future is badass.
He does get a little bit of cover, but it doesn't save him.
All right. Times 3. Bring it up.
Is that wrong? It seems wrong.
Which one?
Is it wrong?
What,
That's
the
not
damage?
wrong.
Or?
That's
Mm,
not wrong.
No.
Hmm?
2d6 plus 2.
I'm
Times
just
3.
used to like D8's damage or something.
Nope. I am
Oh,
Lego Man with small gun. What do you expect?
Don't forget to add your +2.
35. Oh wait, that's with. Oh, wait a minute.
6 more.
Yes, so 39.
Yeah, that stuff matters.
That is better.
Mhm.
Alright, that's enough to knock him down though. 3 shots. Take him to the floor.
To spray up his leg as it's kind of ducked out of cover. And careful, I'm only shooting kneecaps today.
And then, do you burn that last frenzy? You want to single shot somebody?
If I can still see his kneecap, sure.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll do a quick one.
With your awesome Vax vision. Alright. He is on the ground now. So he does suffer that. But the bullet strays by. It is
Hit him in the
B.
knee and then he falls out the way.
Kind of sucks. There's only one. But
Do you see only one?
I can see all 3 of them, but they're like, are they down for the count kind of thing? The other ones, or are they still like?
This one's still good to go. He's already trying to get back up. These 2 are screaming in the hallway. They will get more body saves each round, so...
You know what? Let's do a tactical burst on all 3 of them.
Cool.
Alright.
You gotta use that turret.
Yeah.
What kind of gun is that? Is that a tech fire?
Tech fire, yeah.
Jesus.
So is it a separate roll on all? No, it's one roll. It's one roll. So I'm gonna shoot all 3 of them.
Okay, so with a tactical burst, that's 3 actions.
Yep. Use the frenzy. Oh my god.
No way.
What? I rolled a
So bad.
1?
You rolled a 2.
Oh, I rolled a 2. Jesus Christ. I'm just rolling like crap.
Oof.
That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So you spray the hallway probably in front of them there as you're getting. That's the first time you probably ever used the gun.
Yeah, so B's a bit shaken, hearing that they're mutants, and she's kind of glad the others can't really see well in the dark. Her hands are trembling a bit, and she can't focus fire on the mutants there. She's not trying to miss, but she's not like fully in it. There's just something holding her back.
You can burn that last frenzy into a short burst at this one if you like.
Sure.
You can do this, be for your family.
Ooh.
For the other two, all you know, they can't dodge, so all you'd have to roll is like a 5 or higher.
Alright.
And if you want to aim at one of those, or you can try to kill this guy.
I'll go with the other guy who's standing up. Let's see.
Oh, he does not have cover from you.
Oh my god.
He actually has. Oh,
That's rough.
Yeah.
Did you not have any aim?
Oh, I didn't aim at all. I didn't have any actions to aim.
Gotcha.
Yeah, unfortunately still just firing and unfortunately missing.
bum bum bum. Sazash.
Sazesh. She will look at her spells really quick. I want to see how many actions it takes to do replica. So I only see, oh no, there's more guys down the hallway. Okay, I'm going to spend one of my actions to cast replica.
Do you have that spell again?
Yeah, I do. Well, that before it was on a wand, but I liked it.
Nice.
So this one is, I don't know what it is. It might be a white, it might be a blue or something. I know.
I think that's kind of like an illusion, so it's probably
Replica is great.
gray, yeah.
Anyway, it goes off. 11 should be good enough to create a replica.
Put a rat there before he goes. There's another Sazish.
And after that, let me see if any of these are in line for a lightning bolt. Oh yeah.
My god. You can get these two.
Yeah, she'll step forward a little bit so she can get the two that are in line there with the lightning bolt.
She jumps into the middle of the hallway and gonna rip it down the hallway there.
Yep. After giving herself a little bit of defense. Not too great, but we'll see.
It does hit the first guy, because he cannot defend, and all you have to do is roll a 5 or higher on targets like that. The other guy is moving, though, down the hallway with his pistol in his hand. And let's see.
Yes.
Hits him anyway.
Nice.
So that's going to be times, what, level 6? Power 6.
Ooh. Very nice.
All right,
Nice.
60 to each of them.
That's 2
In-
kills.
Dritka's name. You shall fall.
So yeah, the electrical bolt rips down the hallway and rips through the first guy, killing him. And what's it do to the second guy? They're both dead.
The second guy, it just passes through and hits him, and he doesn't even see her coming. The lightning bolt passes through the first guy, and the second guy has this shocked and surprised look on his face as he's encapsulated in electricity, and it shocks him and he falls to the ground. But without waiting to savor her victory, she still has one action.
Okay.
I'm gonna fire at Decker.
All right. Trying to finish that guy off. Shocking.
Wow.
Nice.
He's like all
There you
filled
go.
with the Holy Spirit. This.
Oh!
And so is
okay.
he.
Oh no!
He takes a shot back with his disc thrower.
Okay, let me
Man.
defense. Almost.
Oh, that's a nice defense, though.
Yeah.
You just flies past you. Oh, I didn't even roll to see if he went after your other one. But either way,
No,
And
after. Oh, go ahead.
with that little exchange, she points to him and says, "You will fall."
So after a delayed action, does that drop me down in the order to after them for the rest of it, or do I go?
no.
back
Let me let you go now,
up? Okay, cool. I wasn't sure yet.
because you killed the guy that already went before you.
And it's just whatever's left over here, or are there more?
That is all you sense. Is movement over in this direction. If you can see that blip.
Yeah. So let me see. That's. Yeah, he'll run on up to here behind cover. And ooh, 2-for-1 special. Let me see. A radius of 1.5 would hit both of those if I aimed here. Yes, because it's out from that tile, or is it from the center of that tile,
From the center of it,
or the edge of it? That's the question.
Yeah, you can get them both.
Okay, yeah. So seeing both of them, I'm going to drop a Deadeye plasma grenade right there. So I'll go ahead and roll that.
40 millimeter, but don't.
Yep, 40 mil. It's all ready to go. He's got preloaded with plasma, so I will do that. Here's the. Oh, let me fix that. So here's the to hit. Oh yes.
Thick peg.
Yeah, it's got custom names for the 40 mil. Yeah.
That's a hit.
Nice. And that's.
It's 2 hits, and the third hit of the guy on the ground is gonna get it too.
Nice.
All good.
I forgot. I actually forgot to add my precision damage to that.
God. The explosion 12 and then a 9. Oh my god.
That's another 24, actually. Or not 20. Yeah.
All right. So what's that look like? He should destroy the hallway.
Yeah. So he sees these guys all just lined up. He's like, "Oh, I've been waiting for this," and he pulls it up and kind of looks down the scope for a moment just to make sure he's not missing anything, and then he just pulls on the tube, and the shot comes out as the 40 mil lands, and there's just this kind of violet and red burst as the plasma just erupts in the area, ripping and tearing and burning everything in its radius.
Jeez. All right. I guess that's it for you, or you still
Unless
gonna...
there's more. Oh, there's
You can
another
see this
guy.
wounded one, can you?
I can, but I mean, I don't see a point in spending frenzy on him, to be honest.
Cool. All right. Well, you do pick up movement over here as well. There's one left, but you don't have him on your target.
Yeah, I don't have sight. Yeah. So.
All right, so bad guy's turn. This guy is going to make a check to see if he's even going to fight anymore. If he rolls high enough, he's the man. He knows he is not the man, so he's going to try to run. as he's seen all of his friends get killed. The Decker one throws his gun down and says, I surrender! I surrender! This one here in the hallway that Captain Vlad shot.
Yeah, Vlad would. Everyone keep guns trained on him.
Yeah, D8 comes across the comms. Yep, I've got one runner. You want me to pursue?
If you can shoot him, just do it.
Well, I can, but I'll give me a second. And if this guy's stopped and the guys are dealing with this, D8 will be heading after the other one then.
Yeah, and go ahead and do a D20 roll.
The
Say a
D20?
dead-eye shot. Yeah.
Oh,
Because
okay,
as
cool.
you get to the hallway, you can see him running down the hallway, like trying
sweet.
to get to the door. It's a long hallway.
Do you want me to roll the dead die or just a D20?
Your die. You're right. Your gun
okay.
die. Your
The
attack,
lowest one I think he's had yet.
right? And
See if this guy can take advantage of that or not. Not quite. And I assume he can't see me because he's running at this point, yeah?
yeah, that was
So
you
sneak
got
attack?
a -1, pretty much. So no sneak
Okay.
attack.
Oh, no, sneak attack. Okay, cool. So,
He's dead anyway, though.
okay, yeah. Yeah, he's running, and there's just this point where he's running, and he can feel his legs, and then the lower half of his spinal column isn't there, and he can't feel his legs, and he's not running, and he's dead.
All right. And as you're looking over at this guy, Vlad, you can see his mutation. He has almost like a spider mouth. You can see his maw kind of opens up, almost like the predator, kind of twitches. As you can see, the 3 rounds that you put in him in his leg, he's pretty much down, bleeding out of it. He coughs up some gore, and I surrender.
I can see why. That looks very painful. Looks around. We are here for something. Why are you here?
Came to loot the place. We're hiding here from the storms.
Oh, we came to loot too. What a coincidence. Perhaps you should not look so hostile.
Yeah, we did a far better job of it, didn't we?
Yet. Yes, let us not count chickens before they hatch. You surrendered. Sizech, give him basic care.
She looks at Vlad and doesn't seem too pleased.
Are you sure?
Well, I see no reason to finish him off yet. He is surrendering, not starting any trouble, and I want to know more about this place. I'm sure you know a lot, don't you?
We killed some of the others that were hiding here and took what they had. They came before us, though. We did not kill the people who ran the mine.
Does anyone have bindings?
I mean, you could rip some off of his friends' corpses, I'm sure. Some of their rags.
Sizesh will just do basic first aid on this guy.
Gonna stop his bleeding and stuff.
B kind of walks up as she's doing first aid, and there's a very sympathetic look that's on her face. Who did this to you?
And he looks at all of you. He looks at you kind of confused on his face. You did.
No. Your mutations.
The company. All of us.
What company?
Zintek.
Oh, the ones that made my gun. Oh, I love those guys.
Can Vax get a sort of reading on I guess an empathic reading on him, like what sort of emotions are going through him?
Yeah, you can definitely do that. Yeah, I mean, by the base mutation is fear, of course. But go ahead and roll a willpower check and see if you can get anything else from him. Yeah, so basically just fear, but not a cool enough roll to get any high details. But you also gather.
Can I? Actually, I can do that. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I can only do that once per day. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. But you also gather when she asks him about the company, um, and a more like immediate sadness and stuff. But he does look around and says, "We were hiding from them."
And she kind of steps closer and she kneels down beside him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about your friends.
Are they looking for you?
And he nods.
Oh, do you have a bounty?
Are they on this planet or are they in space?
We're all in space.
I think
Just
they're
for
still
context.
here.
I'm sorry, what did he say?
I think they're still here.
Still here.
3 days ago, they
Do you,
passed by.
were they the ones who had affected this mine?
You can sense that he might be not totally being honest about something he's saying. Just a little bit, you get that feeling. But he does say that he says they would be back. They would be back soon.
What, Centec?
Yes, the company will be back soon looking for us.
Yes, well, fuck all that. I want a couple of immediate answers. And if you cooperate with me, if you tell me the truth, then you and, depending what is left of your little friends here, can go to somewhere else. So, are you going to play ball with me, mutant?
He nods.
Very good. All right. How many more of you here?
You can see he wants to, be dishonest, but he says, I think just one more.
All right. You and who else?
And he looks past you guys and
Yeah, DA's keeping an eye down the halls.
and he says, Gabby, small. She's very small. She is not one of us.
All right. 2, my friend here is very psychic, and he points over at Vax with his gun. There was a spider here that she saw. Now, no offense, you have a little bit of a spider thing going on here, but it was much bigger. Is there a spider that is working with you, has been stalking you, anything like that?
He says that. He nods, and he's like, the hunters. They, for the company. They were searching for us.
So it is a Zentech spider. Okay. He stands up. That is good enough. Have you seen this spider? Where did you last see it?
And he points down this way, in this direction, in the mines. In the crystal mines. We fought one. It killed many of us. The Zentech mutants. They build them. We are their failed experiments.
Sounds like a bit of a drag, comrade. He looks down the hall. All right. Here is what I say. We will go collect the other one, Gevi, whatever you called her. We are going to put you both in bindings. You're both going to go on my ship. And if you cooperate and do not give me and my crew any trouble when we are traveling around, we can drop you off someplace and you can go back into hiding. Does that seem fair?
D8, make a perception check.
Alrighty. Oh my. The lowest perception ever.
Alright. You didn't notice, but a little creature, female, it's a mongrel, which is a race of goblin, pretty much, a subspecies, is standing in the shadows over there. She has a few vials on her belt, and she says, we will go with you. And she puts her hands out like in a surrendering motion.
Yeah, the moment D8 hears her, he, twists around, gun aimed, and at the ready, kind of looking her over.
Yeah, Vlad would do the same. But come out into the light.
And she walks up, and you can see her kind of blue tinted flesh, large, sharp teeth. She looks to be maybe like she's got some alchemical vials on her, and tattered gear, very rugged. She's been in the wilderness, or probably trying to survive off whatever, just like the most of these guys do. And she says, "I won't try anything."
B stands up and looks to Vlad. If you want, I can bring them back to the ship.
2 prisoners I send 2. D8, go with B, take these 2 back to the ship and then rejoin us. Have Sergei and Taran stick them up in a room.
You sure? You don't want me to scout out the rest of the place?
You can do it in a moment. We're not in any immediate danger, comrade. Not a problem.
Alrighty. Fine.
Does Gabby look like the little girl that Vax had seen in the vision?
No, she doesn't.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Actually, now that you see her, yeah, that's exactly who it was. I was thinking
Oh.
about somebody else. Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's exactly who it is. Now that you notice her, like you were thinking at the time it was a child or something, but it's definitely her.
Sazesh will approach Gabby cautiously.
Small one, you look like someone who knows how to.
And she looks towards you, like, kind of cautious at first, almost scared. And then she smiles when you say that. Big, big grin, lots of sharp teeth. She says, yes, I can make mini booms.
It is a no accident you have been brought to me. Come back to our ship. I will teach you of trade, Ka. I think you may be one of her chosen. We will teach you more of the ways of and how to use it in the way named that has chosen.
And she smiles again and nods. The guy on the ground, he looks over his wound for a moment and says, they will be back soon.
It's okay. We'll get you to the ship. You'll be safe
Well-
inside.
I do have a question, right? Are they going to kill us over you? He's saying this to the guy.
They will kill everyone.
What, for being here?
I believe so.
Look, this is a company deployed a giant fucking spider to hunt people down. I'm sure that they don't care if it kills a couple people it's not supposed to, comrade. But if you are on a ship, there should be no problem. We have big gun on ship, and even stupid crewmen can handle it. So just get your wounded ass into one of the rooms there. B will take you, and you will wait until we are done with our business. And please, Sezesh, do not teach our prisoners how to blow things up until after they get off our ship.
Sezesh looks at Vlad and gives one of her rat-like grins.
I will not teach, but it looks as though Drika may have chosen some before we got here. We can trust you, no? Yes. You will cause no trouble to us.
And she looks at Gabby.
Gabby's still smiling and nodding. I'll cause no trouble. And you notice that this one is puts a hand on the dead body here of Hack and nods. I will not cause any trouble.
What's your name?
My name is Digger.
Digger?
That's what my comrades called me. He looks over towards Vax.
Do you remember your real name?
He shakes his head.
All right. Well,
No, not after the change.
I'm sorry about your friends.
Gabby's like, well, they attacked you.
They did do that. I do tend to kill people who do that.
Digger looks over at Gabby kind of oddly, sideways, and Gabby shrugs. I told them not to.
Well, lesson learned for some anyway. And he puts his pistol away. All right. Quickly now. We are on a time schedule before these fuckers come back.
Yes, let's hurry.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. But hey, at least we got more guns now. And apparently we're adopting a small blue woman and a... well, a mutant.
Yet prisoners for now, comrade.
Until that's to Sazesh 10 hours from now. He kind of pokes back Gabby in the back with Peggy. All right, come on.
B helps support Digger, helping him walk out as he's still injured. Come on now.
Everything will be as Nimtat intends. Nothing is by accident.
She says that as Decker goes by, and she looks meaningfully at Gabby.
Your life is about to change.
And with that, the camera pans back to the whole facility where you can see a small unit of cloaked figures with giant spiders descending towards the place. And that's where we'll end it.
Dun, dun, dun.